Of course, we said emotion and repetition. So step number 4 is we are adding emotion to seeing that money everywhere. How are we feeling? How do you feel knowing that you've got an abundant amount of money? How does that make you feel? Do you feel happy? Do you feel excited? Do you feel content? Do you feel fulfilled? You really want to focus on that emotion. Beautiful souls, hello and welcome back to Subconscious Food. In today's episode, we are going to be focusing on one of the most powerful techniques to reprogram your subconscious mind. If we refer back to my favorite diagram, this one over here, I'm going to be focusing on this part of our consciousness, the subconscious. And if we remember correctly, we're either working from memory from the subconscious or we're working from inspiration. So as we all know, those memories that are stored in the subconscious have such a great impact on the way we think, we act, we feel, which can of course affect our manifestation abilities and affect our general happiness and our well-being and our fulfillment in our day-to-day lives. If you're new around here, Subconscious Food gives you the tools, techniques and tips you need to empower you to live a happy, fulfilled and abundant life. Let's get straight on to the video. So up until the age of 7, our brains are predominantly in a theta brainwave state. So what this means is it's in a state where it's just absorbing as much information as it possibly can, and with that of course comes along the belief systems of our parents, our loved ones, our teachers, the environment we're in, and that begins the journey of the memories stored in the subconscious. There's an amazing fact which always puts it back into perspective for me, and that is that the only fear that a baby is born with is the fear of being dropped. So imagine all the other fears that we all have. Think about where they came from. What's the root cause of having that fear? It's something that we have attained over a period of time through different circumstances and experiences. And that's really good to just appreciate and note that not all your fears are rational and not all of them need to be there anymore. Not all of them serve you. So particularly if you had a rough childhood, you'll probably want to pay attention to this video very closely, and it's probably going to resonate really deeply with you because it's going to give you the tools that you need to take action so you can rectify the belief systems that just don't serve you anymore and you no longer want to experience. In order for us to successfully reprogram the subconscious, we have to understand how this part of our brain learns and works. Okay, now this part is crucial. The way our subconscious works is through repetition and emotion. So if you have a notebook, write that down: repetition and emotion. For example, you may clearly remember the way your parents used to speak to one another, the way your teachers used to teach, the way certain things in your environment used to happen, and that's because they probably happened with a lot of repetition and a lot of added emotions that was stored and impressed upon your subconscious. It is also really important to note that when we sync up the left and the right hemispheres of our brain, these are the optimum conditions for reprogramming the subconscious mind. So another top tip, write this one down, is so when you're listening to binaural beats, pick one that's related to the theta brainwave state. That will allow your mind to calm down and shut off all the unnecessary noise and get you into the right state of mind to be able to reprogram your subconscious. The other time that you're in theta naturally is just before you're falling asleep. So it's that period where you're just drifting off, and that's when your subconscious is most impressionable. So something else to note, and something you may want to consider if you're watching really dramatic TV shows or action-packed movies, or something maybe of a more sinister nature, you may want to rethink what you decide to consume and when you consume it, because this is when our subconscious is absorbing as much as it can. Okay, now we're going to move straight on to the technique. So if you want to go ahead and just smash that like button, hit that like button. If this video is providing you with value so far and you're really excited about learning this very powerful technique, I know I'm really excited to share it with you. Okay guys, you probably want to write this down because, as we mentioned earlier, it's all about repetition and emotion. So step number 1 is going to be choosing a familiar place. Now this place can be anywhere you like, somewhere where you understand the details of the floor plan, so to speak, so you understand all the different rooms, you understand all the different areas, the corners, the nooks, the crannies, all the different places within this space that you're very familiar with. It could be your home, it could be your office, it could be, you know, a garden that you visit every single day. And I want you to write down that place just so you have it and you're further impressing it upon your subconscious. And now I want you, on step number 2, to imagine walking through this place. So this is when you need to turn on those imagination skills and imagine walking through this place step by step. So I want you to be seeing, right, okay, to the left of me, there is a wonderful chest of drawers. It's brown, it's mahogany, with as many details as you can. Above that is a picture frame with a picture of a sacred geometry, and it is of the flower of life. Next to it is a unilome, and down below that is a small tiny picture. You know, you get the point. As much detail as you can, and make it really come to life. So step number 3. Have in your mind's eye what you wish to manifest. If it is bringing in abundance into your life and you want to get rid of the belief system around a lack of abundance, a lack of money, then what you would do is you would imagine tons of money everywhere. So you would see, you know, dollar bills, pound notes, all euros, wherever you're from, whatever money and tender you wish to receive and experience right now, you would see that scattered everywhere. You would imagine what it looks like. If it helps with your visualization at first, why not get out a big chunk of cash, scatter everywhere, so you can see all of the money everywhere and you can see how abundant you are. Step number 4, of course, we said emotion and repetition. So step number 4 is we are adding emotion to seeing that money everywhere. How are we feeling? How do you feel knowing that you've got an abundant amount of money? How does that make you feel? Do you feel happy? Do you feel excited? Do you feel content? Do you feel fulfilled? You really want to focus on that emotion, because that's when we start to get the subconscious to impress this memory upon itself, something that does serve you, something that does make you happy, instead of those fear and those lack-based memories. I also want you to know, whilst you're feeling these things, that this already exists for you. It's not something out of your reach that you've got to reach up for. Within the grand scheme of all that is, this already exists. You already exist as the most abundant, bountiful person you can ever even imagine. So know that it exists for you. This is already a reality for you. What you're trying to do is you're trying to step onto this timeline so you can experience this timeline as opposed to the one you're experiencing right now. Of course, step number 5, one of my favorite things, gratitude. I want you to feel grateful for having it, and using that previous part of that step where we are knowing that it's already ours, this will really help you to get into that gratitude state of mind. Think about how you'd feel if it's easier to kind of brainstorm first how grateful you'd feel and what that would feel like, then go ahead and do that. But you want to feel grateful. Imagine you've just heard the best news. Imagine you just heard the best news ever. And it's so exciting. What do you feel? You feel amazing, don't you? You just feel like, yes, everything's working out. Thank you. Oh, I feel amazing. So try and bring in that emotion to really supercharge this subconscious manifestation exercise. So if it's not particularly money you want to bring in, let's say, and it's something like love, of course you can use it with an affirmation, and you can see the word love scattered everywhere around in this room. You can see it absolutely everywhere. Love, it could be happiness, it could be you seeing you in this new job, it could be a promotion, a car, it could be health. You could see health everywhere. Whatever you want, you can adapt the script slightly to make sure it works for you. The reason why this technique is so powerful is because the subconscious mind will pick up on anything that it's receiving or impressed upon with repetition and emotion, and it will act on bringing more of the same to you. So the law of attraction works perfectly here. Like attracts like. So your subconscious will seek out anything and everything from an environment to bring more of that to you, because that's what it thinks you want. That's the type of memories it wants to replay. And as you walk around and you see these things, you supercharge your subconscious to continue to bring more of these things to you. So in essence, what we're doing is we are signing off our own permission slips to allow ourselves to attract what it is we want. And we get to work with the subconscious instead of kind of battling with it, because we understand how it works, we understand what we need to do, and we're going to be grateful in each moment that we do it, because that's really going to help us to reprogram these beliefs, especially the ones that are a little bit more ingrained and they may have come from, you know, pre 7 years old. So a little bit more on the law of attraction side of things. So our thoughts and our emotions strengthen the neural pathways in our brains corresponding with that, which then our antenna will send out a little frequency to the universe, and what we will receive is what we are a vibrational match of. So that's your little law of attraction part to this exercise on the way that it works. I just want to mention how grateful I am for all of your support. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for helping me spread the message far and wide, so more and more living beings can live happy, fulfilled and abundant lives. But wait! 2 important bits before you go. These are crucial, these are essential. Write these down in your notebook right now. We did mention about repetition, so what you want to make sure you do is try and factor this into your daily routine. Try and do it, you know, a couple of times a day if you can, just for a few minutes. It doesn't have to be a long exercise. And you will find over time that it gets easier and easier. At first, it's going to take a little while to get used to, particularly if you're not used to imagining things all the time. But the more you work this right side of your brain, that creative side, the easier manifestation is going to become, and the easier it's going to be to not limit yourself to what you're experiencing now, and to give yourself the opportunity to expand and become more and more expansive. And your little freebie for staying till the end, I have created a free MP3 download. You can go ahead and download that. Link is in the description. And this is going to be about affirmations, and it's going to be backed by a theta brainwave state track. So what it's going to help you to do is to reprogram your brain just when you're drifting off to sleep, to attract a lot of abundance. And there are going to be lots and lots of affirmations to support this. I recommend you listen to it. Let me know in the comments below which one of those affirmations you've noticed most in your external environment, and of course share with us your manifestation success stories. I'm sure all of us would love to hear about them. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up this video. Do comment if there's anything else you want to know or discuss, and until next time, namaste, bye.